All right, we're on. Couldn't figure out if this thing was going or not, but look at this. 8 people here so far. That beat my guess by +4. Awesome. Hey, it's Hiker Dude Dad. We are here in the basement bar, the Hiker Dude Dad Lounge, and I'm doing a live stream. I don't know. I like live streams. I like participating in them. We got Topo Ranger in the audience here. We've got Simply Expo Venturing, Lewis, Brett. How you guys doing? Walter. See, it's like the 4 friends I paid to come. Cole Swanger, he's ready. Craig Capel, awesome, man. Good to see you. Big fan of your videos lately, man. Awesome stuff. Chris and Cheryl, Sun Plus One, another good channel. All right, it's like a creator meeting. This is awesome. This is like a Zoom meetup or something, man. This is awesome. Lewis, hello again. How are you? All right, this is great. 12 people. This is amazing. This is 3 times what I expected. This is amazing. All right, I just want to hang out with everybody. It's Thanksgiving week. I hope everybody has a happy holiday out there. I didn't really have a video plan for tonight. I have one coming on Saturday, so I figured I would just. Oh, everybody can hear me, right? This is all working. Yes. Just one person give me a thumbs up. Is this working? I guess it is. Tony 2.0 is out there. One of my inspirations for doing a live stream. He does one like most Sunday nights, I guess. So that's awesome. Well, nobody has said they can't hear me, so I'm going to assume everybody can hear me. I am a big notes guy, so I have notes. I'm going to be constantly looking down. Hope that doesn't bother anybody. And I've got a stack of user questions. I asked for questions probably almost a year ago in a community post, and I got a good response back then. And then my strategy was like I was going to find a place to camp where I was going to amazingly have like good internet service, as good as I do down here. And I was going to do a live stream and all that around the campfire, and it was going to be very cool. But that just kept getting postponed and pushed back and everything like that. Traveling Ron Man, what's happening? All right. The drink special tonight. You know me and the Hiker Dude Dad can cozy. It is flannel weather. You know I love my new trail. Not a sponsor yet. But I love my new trail. This is the purple can of flannel weather. New Zealand style hazy double IPA. Best IPAs in Pennsylvania. Nectaron hops. Gives, it's like a real orangey tangerine kind of nectarine flavor. Oats, Germanic malts. This is a 9%er. I've been nursing it since dinner time. So just have the live stream jitters, but I was going to do the live stream a while back, and it just kept getting pushed back. And I was like looking into the tech and what I would need to do it. And eventually I got to the point where I'm like, I'm just going to do it. But I had saved all those questions. I had a document ready, a notes document ready to go. So some of you may hear questions that you're like, I asked that? It was just a long time ago. I just hoarded your questions until now. I'm going to start with some of those, actually. Yeah, Walter, Andrea is here. I have questions from you. I have an old question from you and a new question from you, believe it or not. All right. 14 people. All right. Let's go to some questions quick. Hoping to see Kate Clark. I hope Kate Clark is here. She is a awesome commenter. She watches just about every video. Nothing in a cave, but watches just about every video. Is the most polite commenter and contributes to the discussion. She is awesome. Um, and Sun Plus One, Chris and Cheryl are here. They had almost the same question, pretty close to the same question. So I'll group them together. Kate said, "Hello, Dad. How did you get into YouTubing?" And Chris and Cheryl said, "What was the reason you created a channel?" So they kind of go together. Um, and I have my notes here. I started the YouTube channel when the pandemic hit. I was a couple months before the pandemic. I was a brewer. I was making craft beer, and I was getting burned out at the time. And I asked my partners for a buyout, and I got out of the company really just in time for this pandemic to hit and me to be stuck at home with two kids pretty much full time. So I shifted gears into teacher, babysitter, um, trying to keep everybody from being bored out of their minds. We are Dude Perfect fans. If you've never seen Dude Perfect on YouTube, then you're living in a cave. But they are five athletic guys from Texas, and they um, kind of got their claim to fame by doing trick shots online. So we went outside. We're all athletic here. We set up obstacles in the yard and did these obstacle courses with sporting goods, and we're timing ourselves. And I just figured I'd make videos of that. We were inside with the ping pong balls and doing trick shots off the balcony, and you know balance a cup on your head and make shots. So if you go way back, a lot of my first videos are just that kind of trick shot videos. We're nowhere near as good as Dude Perfect though. But that got us into it. And then about the only thing you could do during the pandemic was get out and go hike. And a lot of people across America did. So I figured I'm out anyway. Might as well make some like guide videos. I knew the trails around here anyway. So I figured I would do some of those. Steph, I have a question from you, I think. I do. Uh, yeah, Cole's here. Steph, I don't want to miss anybody. I want to say hi to everybody. Um, so I started doing the hiking videos then, and check out some of those. They're pretty rough, pretty jerky, pretty all over the place. There was no research done. There was just like me out hiking. Um, and then two years ago, we went to Utah, and yeah, my wife, after seeing those videos, unfortunately, after seeing those videos, she was like, you got to slow that camera down. I'm like just like jerking to all these different things, and she's just like, slow it down, pan it, like slow it down. And that tip I think really helped. Really lets everybody get a good view of what I'm doing. So that helped. And then at that point, I was really starting to watch a lot of other YouTubers, finding a lot of Pennsylvania guys. Um, Topa Ranger and Wandering Woodsman Cliff. Big influence as he is to everybody that does this here in Pennsylvania. Um, so we missed seeing everybody saying hi. My commenting stopped. Okay, you back with us, Tony? Hopefully, Tony's with us. Um, Something might have glitched. If anything glitches, like just like erupt on the comments. Let me know. Um, so yeah, just started watching other places, and then I started really getting an interest in trying to. I was never a video editor or filmer or anything like that, so just tried to start making them better based on what I saw out there, what I liked and didn't like, things like that. So, and it just kind of evolved into this. So thank you, Chris, Cheryl, and Kate Clark for that question. I have to make a spent question pile over here. Oh man. Stay tuned, Cheryl. I have a question about editing later that I'm going to get to. Big news on the channel. I was driving and driving and driving and driving for 1,000 subscribers. Um, That was a very important achievement to me. Thank you for subscribing. You will not regret it. Um, Subscribers are important because to get monetized on YouTube, there are two requirements. There are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a calendar year. Um, so I actually got to the watch hours first. That's usually the hardest one to get. But I got there first, I think, based on that Black Bear video from like a year ago that has like 16,000 views, easily my best video ever, money wise. Or not money, but views wise. It actually didn't make any money because I wasn't monetized yet. But um, yeah, you have the hour, Cheryl. Awesome. Yeah, subscribe. It's good content. Um, so what does this do now? Okay, I'm making money off YouTube through the ads. Um, it's also it's actually it's nice for a start. You know, I'm up to like 1,050 subscribers now, which is good. I've seen people hit 1,000 and then things like start to skyrocket. So I don't know if the algorithm kind of pushes you a little more when you get there, but um, so far, I mean, I'm a stay-at-home dad and I take care of the kids most of the time. My wife works nights, so I'm kind of the day contact. Um, you know, chef, get the kids to school, wake them up, get them going. Don't forget the homework. You know, that kind of thing here. And so yeah, um, some money coming in off YouTube helps. Um, Nothing's gonna change. I want to throw a lot of that back into the channel. Hopefully, this will let me travel a little more, things like that. So that is a good thing. Thank you for subscribing. Again, you won't regret it. Not going anywhere soon, and I've got lots of good ideas. Oh, what else do we have? Um, some stats. Subscribers watching video has gone from subscribers 25 to 75% new visitors. It's evening out more. So the people who have subscribed are watching videos. It's like 33 to 66% now, which is awesome because that tells me that people subscribe because they did like the videos and they are watching the videos. I was worried about that number being lower before, but it's good that the people that are here in this awesome community are really watching the videos. Uh, Lewis, keep plugging away, man. Keep plugging away. It's good stuff. All right. Um, Another user question. How about that? Um, Got two older ones here. I'm gonna save that one. Um, Hiking Outdoor Family. I'm a big fan of their channel. Um, they do nice videos. They want to know, and this is an old question too, I believe. What was the best hike you ever went on? Back when you originally answered this question, I had it in my mind. Absolutely, it was Angel's Landing in Zion National Park. It was 5 mile out and back, but it was up the spine of this rocky. It is just an iconic hike in Zion. Um, I did that by myself. The family that day went to the Narrows to hike through the Narrows with wetsuit boots and everything else, hiking through this river that flows through a slot canyon. But I woke up that day at 3 something in the morning to this is before the reservation systems or anything like that. So I got on the shuttle bus at like 4 a.m. or in line at 4 a.m. for a 6 a.m. shuttle. Um, Made a couple friends. I made friends with a guy named Q who had a Insta 360 camera, and that's what got me on that. Like looking at that, um, he had that thing outside of the bus, the shuttle bus going to Angel's Landing. But that hike was awesome. It was an awesome achievement. It was a beautiful hike. Um, Excuse me. Best hike with the family though was this past summer, that St. Mary Falls hike in Glacier, where it was 95 degrees out, and we went. Didn't even expect anything. It was like afternoon after being on going to the Sun Road and starting this hike and just absolutely sweating. And oh, okay, we're gonna see a waterfall. Awesome. But then getting there, and it was just this summer swim party, jumping into this blue water off bridges and everything else. Credit to B Dog, he was insistent that he jumps in his clothes, and heck with it. It was 96 degrees that day, 97 maybe, and we were just jumping into this icy glacier melt water, like literal ice melting and flowing down. That water had to be 50 degrees. Yeah, maybe even colder. Excuse me here. All right. Um, so yeah, that with us all jumping in the water, I mean, that was just amazing, and it was immediately voted in the car as our best hike, as you saw in the video. Chris, Angel's Landing. We're up to 17 viewers. Get out of here. That is awesome. Thank you for coming out. Other people like Angel's Landing too. That's awesome. Ron Man did it. Awesome. Good. Very good. All right. What's next? Hiking outdoor family. Thanks for that question. All right. Another viewer question. This one is an oldie, but a goodie. And I had some answers written down, and they've actually like changed over time. Walter Zolna, you're out there. This was your question from like 8 months or a year ago. What are your thoughts on the YouTube experience as a whole? The good, the bad, and the ugly? Mm. There is no ugly. It's all awesome. No, no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It has been a great experience. I love it, as a whole. So I've got a lot of notes on this here. There's a lot I wrote here. So, but making the collaborations has been awesome, and not just because Walter asked this question, but he was the first collab that I did at Hawk Mountain. That was an awesome video. Both of our points of view. That's what I love about the collabs, because two guys doing the same hike, completely different videos. It's amazing. Um, After that, I got together with Lewis from Simply Explore Venturing and Brett from Topa Ranger. We did a hike over at Otter Creek, I guess, and then we were down along the Northwest River Trail looking for canal locks. And then the three of us then got to meet and hike with the godfather of Pennsylvania hiking and YouTubing. And the Italian in me means that with the utmost respect. Cliff, the wandering woodsman. That was an awesome day. So nice to meet him. Walter, the meetup at Soterra State Park then opened a lot of doors. And even since then, I've been talking to a few other PA creators about getting together. Um, when I was a brewer, I did a lot of collaborations with other breweries, get together, hang out for a day, drink some beers, make a beer, that kind of thing. And whenever you were in a pinch, if you were short a bag of malt or this hop or something like that, you could just call around, and the other breweries in the area would help you. And it was amazing. It was like they were smart enough to know that having a very strong brew pub scene in an area just gets the people out on the weekends doing the pub crawls and all that kind of stuff. And it helps everybody. You go to one, you're going to go to another, and it just helps every brewery in that area to be good and lift each other up rather than compete. And I find that here too with the friends that I found here in Pennsylvania who are making the videos. Um, you know, some of these guys I've never even spoken to before. We just show up in the woods together and do a hike, and we're into the same thing. So it's awesome. There's a lot to talk about, and it behooves us to work together and promote each other's videos and cross promotes. And his audience might like something I'm doing, or my audience might like something that he's doing. So I think everybody wins. Everybody wins in a situation. So the collaborationing is not a word, but the collaborating is the good. That is the best part about this. Um, the comment sections in my videos have been amazing. Um, I know there's a lot of trolling and everything out there, and a lot of people are terrified of internet comments. But I want to thank you all for being really awesome. There's only been like one or two comments along the way that I've you know, and it would take a lot for me to ban a comment and delete it, but they were, kind of weird out there, hate speech kind of thing, and that does not fly with me. So that was deleted, but overall, like 99 point everything percent of commenting and stuff has been really awesome. I've learned a lot from people who comment on my videos. I hope they've learned a lot from my videos. That has been awesome. It is really, I think getting to 1,000 subscribers took a little while, but I think it's because like we were finding the right people that just want to be a part of this community and watch these videos. I love it. It's amazing. Keep up the great work, everyone. It's awesome. Um, yeah, so that's the good, man. The collaborations and just everybody in the comments has been really awesome. Let me catch up with some of these commenters, by the way. Um, Compared how cold was that water? How cold was the St. Mary's Fall water compared to the water of the Susquehanna River a couple weeks ago when I fell in the water? Uh, about the same, about the same probably. I know that water that day was 56 degrees here in the Susquehanna. Um, I was in and out so fast though. Like I grabbed onto that rock and I was out of there so fast that I don't even recall being cold. I just got out and kept moving around and eventually, you know, sorry, cold, stripped on down and tried to dry out the clothes. But I don't remember being cold. St. Mary Falls, I mean, I jumped like 12 feet down into this water that was super deep. I was in a lot longer and had to swim, over. So I think that might have felt colder, Lewis. But thanks for bringing that up again. Appreciate that. Oh man, loved your content from your vacation out west. I appreciate that. They surprisingly don't do as well as Pennsylvania videos. So I think people are coming to this channel for Pennsylvania hiking videos. My daughter would probably think you're all crazy. She loves the scenery and the different planet type geography a lot better out west. Pennsylvania is just green and small waterfalls for my kids. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they don't do as well, just being more famous national places. But I think the people that are here for Pennsylvania. Uh, Walter. I want to go back to Rock Run. I love Rock Run. Beautiful stream. We can camp out. That is awesome. There's a beautiful place to camp. Brett with that question. Hawk Mountain collab video was great seeing us. Both of our perspectives. Yeah, Tony. Love it. And the 360 camera. Yeah. My 360 camera, this most recent video to Colonel Meade's shelter, I did take more 360 footage than is shown, but with the sun at the angle, it showed off how scratched up those lenses have gotten on me. They are, it was almost unwatchable. Um, Tomorrow lenses should show up, replacement lenses for that camera, and I'm going to keep those really nice. And then if there's a place where I have to like lower the camera down into a cave or something, or a pothole, which I think is what caused it, I'm going to keep those scratched up lenses kind of as a backup and use those if there's anything. But they are two very convex lenses, and it's so easy to scratch them. So I finally caved in and got replacement ones for the Insta 360. So we'll have more of that soon. Um, Walter loves the point of working together. I love it too. Collaborations introduced us to other audiences. True, Cole. Andrea started following Cole on Instagram. That is a good move. Cole's Instagram is just absolutely gorgeous. At Cole Swanger on Instagram. Brett. Pennsylvania or GTFO, man. Your retro Pennsylvania t-shirts I am super jealous about, so I'm not surprised at that comment. Craig Capel, happy retirement. You're I feel like you're going to be collaborating some more. That would be awesome. Could I put the 360 camera on a drone? Probably. Probably. I was looking at a drone where you do attach an action camera to it. I think the only difference on that would be that you could probably look up at the belly of the drone as you're flying. Um, but you would capture a sphere. So if there was something you were aiming at and you missed something, there was maybe behind you, you could see it. I think that would be the only difference. And I do actually have a user question about that. Um, about Okay, maybe I'll see it as I'm looking for something else. All right. 21 viewers. Holy cow. This is awesome. Thanks for coming out, guys. Where are we? Oh my God, we're halfway through this. I was going to go till like 9, but this might be even longer. I talk too much, especially when I'm a little nervous. I got to finish up Walter's question here. The bad about YouTube. Here's the bad. I'm going to give it to you straight here, okay? um, the the monetization requirements are steep, but you know what? They can't go around paying everybody. They need to know you're committed, that you have a good following, that people are interested in your videos. So getting to 1,000 subscribers, getting to 4,000 watch hours, it's tough, but in retrospect, it should be. Um, and it shows that people like what you're doing, and that people are going to watch videos that YouTube pushes for you. And advertisers don't want to be in videos that aren't going to get watched. So yeah. And the ugly, very very little is ugly. um as I said before, I've been fortunate to only have had one or two bad commentators that needed a timeout. So um many other channels have more of that, and I'm very fortunate to have not had much of that at all. So please keep that up. All right. What else was I going to talk about here? I'm like running out of time. So get a little better notes. Another user question here. Let's see, coming through fine, a real natural. Why? Thank you. I do like to talk. Chris, what's up? How are you doing? Chris there has been in a few videos of mine. He was in the Smokies with us for those videos, and hopefully I'll get to see him this weekend. Ever do mountain biking episodes? I've not gone mountain biking. Doing that Northwest River Trail there, like I did on a regular bike, is probably the closest thing I've done. I've really never done mountain. I've never had the bike for it that can handle that. Not since I was a kid, anyway, and had this bright yellow BMX bike. But that is long gone. User question from Jen Sylvania, and I am incredibly jealous of that screen name. That would be wonderful for my wife, who is also a Jen and is born and raised and lives in Pennsylvania. So Jen Sylvania wants to know, is interested in advice on what camera to use for hiking, exploring videos, as well as editing software. I've just become aware of Jen Sylvania's channel, and it is awesome, and it is fairly new, if I'm not mistaken, and growing, which is awesome. Um, so beyond a phone, which is the quickest and easiest thing to do because most people have them, I'm partial to GoPros. They're tough, and most importantly for hiking, the stabilization on them is awesome. You know, your camera's moving and bouncing, and you're hiking, you're back and forth, and it's bouncing. And if you don't want that bounce in it, the stabilization in the GoPros is amazing. Excuse me. There's two tip offs for me that a creator is using a phone, and one is that stabilization to bounce. The Samsung and iPhone, they kind of have a little bit, but it's just not as good as GoPro. And number two, you have the phone in selfie mode. Okay, walking along the trail in selfie mode, and instead of looking at the dot where your lens is, you're watching yourself on the big screen. So you're always looking over to the side, and that's a big giveaway that you're on a phone and not an action camera. Uh, so I'm using the GoPro Hero 8 still. This thing has been a trooper. My Hero 5 is in the South River in Maryland. Um, and man, came real close a couple weeks ago to losing the GoPro Hero 8. But I still have it, still ticking. Um, Something about rivers. And I'll be using that Hero 8 until, I don't know, maybe Christmas. I don't know. Maybe. I think I've been a good boy. Might have seen something delivered the other day, but anyway, the Hero 12 just came out this year. Um, the reviews are awesome. In the description below, I put an affiliate link to it. I do affiliate links on Amazon. It does not add anything to your cost if you buy an item. But right now, this Black Friday deals for the Hero 12. It's the best. It's down to, you can get an extra battery and accessories for like $349. Um, there's also a link for the Hero 11, which is almost the same camera. There's not much difference between the Hero 11 and the Hero 12, and that's down there for $299. So if you are looking, it doesn't cost you a thing to use my link, but it helps a lot. And I had all that written yesterday. Today, this morning, I wake up and Insta360 has released the Ace and the Ace Pro. That is their response to the Hero 12 and GoPro, and they have come out swinging. It has a flip-up screen like their Go 3 that they released not too long ago, and it has magnetic attachments, and it looks pretty awesome. But I'm gonna stick with the Hero 12, probably, maybe. And yeah, so that just came out this morning. So I don't know a lot about it, but it looks pretty awesome from the video I saw. The only drawback with action cameras is zooming in. I always switch to my Samsung S21, which that's going to get upgraded here soon. Also, um, it has like a 20 times awesome zoom. So to zoom in on stuff, you just got to switch to a phone. The action cameras, that's where they kind of fail. and I edit everything on my phone using an app called YouCut, Youcut. I think it was like $6 a year to unlock it, um, the full version. Very easy, very intuitive. I'm actually kind of getting used to I've been hacking some special effects together with it lately. So you can push it a little bit, but it I can do everything on my phone. I download all the GoPro stuff to my phone, throw it in a folder, throw the phone footage into that folder, time stamping, everything lines up, and that's how I edit the videos. For thumbnails, I use a program called Fonto, Phonto. I'll edit the picture in the native app, and then I'll bring it in there for the typesetting and fonts and everything. So, um, yeah, hopefully that helps. I do like your videos there, Pennsylvania, and yeah, keep it up. Keep it up. What's everybody drinking out there? It can't be just me. All right, so mountain biking content outside of hiking and kayaking. Would I like to share with viewers and subscribers? I've made some videos with me trying to play sports with my kids, taking I used to be a goalie in two sports, and dressing up and trying to stone their teams was fun, and made me feel good about myself. Um, doing some of that stuff I've done on the channel. I've tried some stuff, but the YouTube algorithm, once you're like kind of in a zone, and mine is Pennsylvania hiking, when you go off of that, and I've learned this from vidIQ, but when you go off of that, you're not going to get pushed as much. Like, you do really get pigeonholed into what your niche is. So I'm hiker, dude, dad. When I do dude stuff that's not hiker stuff or dad stuff, like, it just doesn't do as well because I'm kind of in that. I think YouTube has me in that Pennsylvania hiker niche. So I'd like to do a lot more, but maybe you need to just make another channel. I have another secret channel. Um, I have I have another part-time gig on YouTube. My Back when the pandemic hit, parents weren't allowed in the hockey rinks. Um, to watch kids' games. They had to use Live Barn, which is just a mounted camera in rinks, and it was like $18 a month to subscribe to, and it was just not great. But it was the only option for parents who wanted to watch their kids play hockey. There was supposed to be no more than 25 people allowed in a rink at a time. So players, coaches, each team had like one slot to have like one person in the rink. And they said, "Hey, does anybody want to live stream games?" Yes, I will. I was just starting out with the YouTube. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's figure this out. And at first, it was broadcasting to Facebook groups for when he played for the Lancaster team, um, and it was just me following the puck and live streaming to Facebook. And then I was like, oh, they're kind of far away in the opposite corner, so I'd say the name and number of who was involved in the play. And then 40 plus years of watching hockey broadcasts just kind of took over, and I just started calling the games. Um, Parents, grandparents loved it, and they won't let me quit, which is awesome. So this year I switched to using a program called Sideline HD that puts like a little scoreboard up. I have like a little rig with a streaming camera and a scoreboard camera, so I can log goals, assists, everything. It has like a ticker scoreboard down there, and that streams to Sideline HD and also to my top secret YouTube channel. Um, where I'm like calling hockey games like, I don't know, I've been listening to Jim Jackson and the Flyers for years. So that's my secret YouTube channel. But I can't stop talking. So I got to have another outlet. So even on the weekends when I'm not hiking, I'm doing that. And get people, grandparents, and the spouse who's stuck at home with the kids, like, come up to me and they're like, "Thank you so much for doing that." Broken Heels, New Trail Classic, Walter. Awesome. Uh, I'm still gonna use my Hero 8 as backup and B-roll kind of camera, some different angles. U cut and then cap cut. Our director Lewis with my absolute favorite soda of all time. I mean, if I'm going soda, I cannot Coke and Pepsi and Mountain Dew. I can't take it. I like orange sodas, a little bit, but root beer is absolutely where it's at. When I was a brewer making beer, I also made root beer for us based on my grandmother's 60-plus-year-old recipe, probably that we found. Yeah, so I can make root beer if I really wanted to. Ron drinking the nog, I love it. I've got some old smoky eggnog, actually. It's pretty good. From Chris, who's watching. Holding a homebrew and baby swanger. Cole, congratulations. Glad you mentioned it in the chat. I'll say right now, congratulations. Having a son this past week. Congrats to you guys. Wait till they move around a lot that you're spilling on their heads and stuff. All right. 8:42. All right. So I actually talked about stuff that I'm doing away from Hiker Dude Dad and affiliate links. Okay. Let's get another question here. Andrea's on the chat. She's probably waiting patiently. 19 viewers. This is awesome. 12 thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. This is amazing. All right, Andrea, I hope you're still out there. I hope you didn't get bored waiting for me. But her older question from about 8 months ago, what kind of hikes do you prefer? Overlooks, water, foliage, etc.? You watch my channel. You name my top three, obviously. Overlooks, even though I'm starting to doubt my fear of heights actually lately. Walter made me question it. It's fading. It's fading. I don't want to relax on it. I still want to be scared when I'm up there. But God, I love the overlooks. I was trying to get to the Pinnacle and Pulpit again this fall. I try and get there once a season because it's beautiful all the time. But it's been a while since I hit a good overlook, so I got to think about that. Water in any form. I've been spending a lot of time on rivers here, but finding waterfalls is the best. And fall foliage is my favorite time of year. Fall foliage. Spring foliage, nah, I'm super allergic. Super allergic. I know it's made for some annoying videos sometimes with me hacking and wheezing, but yeah, with Claritin helps, but nothing really takes care of it. So it's tough to make videos in the spring, but what else am I going to do? And just the other day, Andrea asked, what is your advice for someone who's a first-time camper? Think state park camping. What are your gear essentials, things to consider? She wants to take her kids camping at a state park, but hasn't gotten over the first-time jitters. So, yeah, you're on top of my recommendation. There would be to go to a state park, to go to family campground, something like that, to get started. I love Blue Rocks Family Campground near Hamburg and Leonardsville. That's awesome because you can hike to either the Pulpit or the Pinnacle from there. They have a pool. It's awesome. But I would do that rather than send you off on some backpacking trip where you're worried about ultralight gear and all that kind of stuff. Go have fun first couple times. I would do it in a tent. I would get something bigger than what you need because when they say 4 people, it's really like 3 people. We have a Coleman outlet near us here in Lancaster, and I just skip to the 8-person tent. And 3 of us are craft, 4 of us we can do, but now that the kids are older, they have their own 3-person tents, and it just fits the next piece of advice. You don't want the kids to hate it the first time, so If you've got air mattresses, we've got big, thick air mattresses that we use here when like guests come over or something like that. Don't worry about the ultralight hiking mattresses or something. Like, be comfortable with the kids so that they love it. Um, you know, thick air mattresses, electric pump so you don't wear yourself out. I have a Coleman that works on like 4D cells or something. Um, but do that, be comfortable. And, when you're at a state park or you're at a family campground, it's kind of glamping, it's car camping. So you're going to you could take more than you would take into the woods. Make the kids comfortable, get them to love it. Um, take enough blankets and pillows and I don't know how old your kids are, stuffies, whatever you need, and have fun. And also, did I say, oh, don't forget graham crackers, marshmallows, candy bars. Um, Pro tip, use Reese's peanut butter cups or Kit Kats in place of like a Hershey bar. So much better. Next level s'mores. Um, so that's what I would do. I would definitely try the state park route. But as long as you have a tent, some good mattresses, bring your creature comforts to those places. Um, Find something with short trails nearby that you guys can explore, and I think you'll have a great time. Getting a little light here. Gotta get going. Oh, sorry, Tony, missed you leaving there. Happy Thanksgiving, Tony. Rodney Gobbler. Gobbler, it's turkey season. Love it. Rodney. Okay, so last video wasn't really gonna talk about this, but last video, the Colonel John Meade, for like the first time ever on a hike, I took a machete out into the woods. I didn't know what we'd find trying to get to this place. Um, and that was a bad move, and I regret it, and I am not going to do it again. And the reality of it was, and Brad and Cole can vouch for me, as they were there, so they know what happened. Um, took a couple whacks at some dead vines and branches. There were a lot of trees down on this trail. It was an actual trail, a historical trail, but a trail nonetheless. And I mean, there was 30 whacks. Maybe I realized it wasn't going to do anything. I was pushing branches out of the way with it and then holstered it. I regretted carrying the weight, honestly, um, for as little as it was used. But an eagle eye viewer saw that on my video. Um, I'm in the process of, he means very well. He means very well. And he does have an excellent point. And you should not, like, I'm a leave no trace guy. And hacking around with a machete leaves a trace. This is my public apology, and it'll never happen again. So I am going to craft a fine answer and take care of things. Would it be best to remove that segment out of the video? Um, no, no. I mean, I'm going to leave it there as I learned a lesson. Please learn a lesson from me. Um, yeah, what's done is done. Uh, yeah, that's about it on that. But a great point from a passionate person who does care about the land. And I love that. I am that guy. It was a bad decision. It won't happen again. Cliff Trail at Delaware Water Gap. Scarlet begonias. Love that song. Um, is that Cliff Trail at Delaware Water Guy? Is that along Mount Mincy? Like, is that like the AT along Mount Mincy? I'll have to look that up. Cole Swanger, I'd love to do Mount Johnson. And yeah, when it gets warm, Lewis, absolutely. Cheryl, Chris, happy Thanksgiving. Goodbye. Andrea, good. You heard it. Woohoo. Yeah, wait till it gets a little warmer too. It can be miserable when it's cold. All right, Rodney, good. Yeah, I mean, it's what's done is done, and I'll strive to be better. Uh, Kevin D. Real good question today. Real good questions, Kevin D. Kevin D was the first viewer subscriber that recognized me on a trail and said hi. So um, Kevin is awesome. He is also a big Letter Kenny slash Shorzy fan, probably. So I think our comments probably are gibberish to everyone else, but I think we know what each other are talking about. If you could go hiking, backpacking with someone famous, living or dead, who would it be and why? Oh man, first off, would I have to carry the dead person? No. Living or dead. We'll assume they're alive. And in that case, this is it's going to be this was I thought about this a lot today. Teddy Roosevelt. Okay, I'm not political at all. I don't care about any of that. But and not that I could keep up with him because he was an absolute beast back in the day. But he did so much to preserve natural areas and conservation efforts and jumpstart the National Park Service, um, of which I very much enjoy today. So it would be a challenge probably keeping up with Teddy. Some of the stories about him are just absolutely bully, but he's that would be somebody. It would be a challenge to keep up with him. Um, if I'm on my kayak, I'd love to kayak to a beach bar with Jimmy Buffett. Still hurts. Still hurts. Rest in peace, Jimmy. Um, but yeah, man, I'd love to boat somewhere to a tiki bar or something with Jimmy and pick his brain. I read his one of the books about him and everything like that years ago, and just his time in Key West was an absolute like this sounded like a great time back in the '70s and everything like that. And he just, I mean, he tells his stories so much through music, but man, he would have so many stories. Like, man, that was too soon for Jimmy. And only Kevin and I might get this, but I would love to take a hike through Banff National Park and skate on some ponds with Shorzy himself, Jared Kiesel. Seems like a good dude, and I mean, he's Wayne and Shorzy. Enough said. Um, yeah. And a second part of his question is, what YouTuber that you haven't collaborated with already would you like to, and why? I've got a few irons in the fire here. I've been talking to some people, not in the past month probably, but I think we're going to get something going. I'd love to get something going with both of these parties in the next year. But I'm a big fan of Maxim Outdoors. Great channel. I've messaged a bit with Bill. Um, like his channel a lot. His Alaskan Cruise series was awesome, but he does a lot of Pennsylvania stuff. And we have actually the same goal, and that is to visit all of the 124 state parks in Pennsylvania. He's a Western Pennsylvania guy. I'm over here in the East. I've done the entire East. So next year, when I start doing state parks again, I've got to go west. So I'm definitely going to hook up with Bill here and do something video wise. Pardon me. And I've talked a little bit with Ryan and Rachel. Mountains to Memories, great channel. They are an RV family, which we every 3 months or so start doing RV research and then get scared away and then start it again and then get scared away and um, all that kind of stuff. So I would definitely love to collab with them when they have the RV out and really like get the good, the bad, the ugly about RVing and do something with them. They are awesome together. They have two awesome kids. His their last video, the little boy, sorry I don't remember his name, but he's just riding on Ryan's back and he just like his faces the whole time. He's just having a blast. So uh they went live a month, 2 months ago or something like that. But between them and Tony, it inspired me to fire things up here tonight. So hopefully we can get something on the books together. Raymond's Kill Ridge. Okay. Parallel to 611, endless views. I dabbled at Delaware Water Gap years ago. I need to get back there. Definitely need to get back there. And I don't think I filmed anything there. I think I was right before I started filming. So I need to get up there. Scarlet Begonia, I'll check that out. Um, Lewis getting recognized in the wild. Love it. All right. Yeah, I got three other questions, and we're running long today. But you know what? We still have 18 people here, so I guess I'm not chasing anybody away. Um, so future plans. Um, I did some Christmas style videos. Did I do anything last year? Definitely a year before. Um, I need ideas. I'd love some Christmassy video ideas. Like Halloween was cool. There's like urban legends and stuff like that everywhere around here. But yeah, I definitely like to do something Christmassy. I don't just want to like drive through a light display or something like that. I mean, I want if there's anything like legendary hiking, like anything like that. I'm stumped right now. I don't really know what to do. I'd love to have some like Christmas or holiday content, towards the end of December there, built up preferably so I can can take a little break. But yeah, definitely need help with that. Next year I want to keep doing the state parks. They are getting farther away from me though. I've done everything close, so that's a little more of a sort of a commitment to do that. There'll be a lot of overnight trips. I would should think hiking Bell Schnickel. Yeah, I could do, do that. I don't know why I hang out with Brad, man. He makes good videos, but I love it. I love it. Love hanging out with him. He is a fountain of knowledge. Oh man, kayak camp through Delaware Water Gap. Love it, man. Approach me. I'll do anything. State parks. At one point, I wanted to do the four-state challenge, hiking from Virginia through West Virginia, Maryland, and into Pennsylvania, like 45 or 48 miles. Um, it was real tough to get to like kind of the last shelter there in Virginia without backtracking. Um, we were coming back from a hockey game down in Maryland and kind of just skirted the outskirts of Harper's Ferry. It might be a three-state challenge. Just kind of go down, have fun in Harper's Ferry for a night, and then just bust through Maryland, spend a night or two, and then keep going to Pennsylvania. But I'd like to do that. And I started my Conestoga Trail series. Um, didn't even know that was coming until it started. And so I've done one other hike here. I have another good idea of a section to do. And yeah, so we'll get with the Conestoga Trail. But I did one video on a viewer quest series. I love the interaction here. I love the ideas from commenters. Any ideas for things, like throw a question in the comments and I'll just go do it and I'll give you credit in the video like I did for Alan. That was a great recommendation to do the Turkey Hill Trail and then walk down Man Run, and discovered that awesome shoot out into the river there. And that was a really cool video to do. And I would love to tackle your requests because then, I mean, you want to watch them, right? So let's, hey, let's get on the same page. Steph, she was here from the beginning. She dropped a question yesterday. This one is awesome, and this was very creepy. But have you ever been editing a video and noticed something in the background that you didn't notice while you were filming, and it just creeped you out? I thought this would be a way more relevant thing with the 360 camera once I got that. Um, it has convex lenses on either side. So it films a sphere and it like stitches it together. But it films a sphere. I download the video and I go into the app and you can just move that camera around. So any movement, it looks like I'm moving this camera and not using my hands. It has that drone flying around you appearance because you go into the studio and you move that camera around and drop keyframes and move that camera around. I thought, hey, I'm going to be walking through the woods and I'm going to like not know there's a bear behind me. And then I'm going to get home. I'm going to look at this 360 footage and like spin the camera around and look behind me. And I'll just be, you know, oblivious out there singing Taylor Swift to myself or something like that. And there's a bear behind me. Right. Um, so no, it's nothing like that, but I thought there would be. When I filmed and camped at Gifford Pinchot State Park, that was just over a year ago. If you go back and look at that video, at the 10:15 mark, to the right side of my face, um, yeah, it's to the when you're looking at me, it's to the left of me, the right side of my face. There's a red light, and it just kind of goes on. And I don't think it's a tail light or anything like that. It's just a single red light. It's definitely behind me because the reflection like kind of passes through my glasses, is like distorted. But it's behind me. It moves weirdly and disappears. And then there's like a white person, like a white hat and t-shirt person, maybe, that just appears and moves a little bit and just disappears. And then the red light comes back and does a weird UFO type weird thing, and then it's gone. It's a minute of the video starting at like 10:15. I got the raw footage of that. I went in, I zoomed in, I was looking, a commenter like listed that as a comment. And holy cow. Like I was zooming in and I don't have an explanation for it. I mean, the easiest explanation is that the white hat, the white shirt, it is a person up there. There were campsites back in that direction. It's kind of down in like a loop. So it could definitely be a person, but the red light was just really weird. And I'm not saying it was aliens, but it's probably aliens, man. Uh, Cole will appreciate that. Um, Walter once I found a Sasquatch in the background of his videos. Um, yeah, Steph, good, you're here. You're here. Yeah, go watch that. That is yeah, the 10:15 mark is when it kind of starts. It's first thing in the morning too. I'm like drinking coffee and yeah, I had no idea. I don't remember any noise or anything up there. And the campground wasn't that crowded. It really wasn't that crowded. It was in the fall and there was hardly anybody there. There was nobody within 4 spots of me on either side. All right, Steph, great question. All right, this guy question here. I think this is yeah, this is an old one. This is by a guy named Cole Swanger. Cole Swanger dropped this question a long time ago. Started making videos, a lot of videos lately with Cole. He was just the best commenter for, still is. Dude writes a book on every video, and I love it. Um, you don't have to, but like it's awesome, very insightful, and this guy he knows his stuff with the outdoors. What do you do personally to make a hiking video interesting, and what do you feel makes your channel and videos stand out from other hiking channels? For the first year, I didn't do anything. I just went out and walked and filmed, not a lot. In the last year, 16 months or so, um, definitely started doing more history research, checking out the places I went to. Is there any cool stories there? Is there anything on the yeah, just anything we should know? Is there anything I can talk about? If I'm going to talk anyway, it might as well be interesting. So what can I bring to the table and teach about the places that I'm going to? 22 views, is that a high water mark? I think it is. Welcome everyone. um, about a year, when I was getting close to 1,000 subscribers, I started watching videos on YouTube from vidIQ, and they are just a bunch of dudes that want to help small channels succeed and get there. And they would do 2 live streams a week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And on Tuesdays, they would look at they would, you could submit your channel, and there's like 500 channels submitted every week. And they would go through and they pick like maybe 10 to talk about. And they would just analyze your thumbnails, your titles, they would look at trends in your views and just like, hey, here's what you can do better. On Wednesdays, they would actually go in and look at videos on sites and see, what can you do? You get that hook in the first 30 seconds so people keep watching. And so I learned a lot of techniques from them, which was awesome. And they did um, actually pick my channel and review it on a Tuesday. They I feel missed the boat completely. I wish they would have watched videos. That's what I wanted the Wednesday thing, to watch videos. Um, I'm very proud of my thumbnails. I used to be a graphic designer before I was a brewer, and I don't know. They wanted them to look more the same, more uniform, things like that. Um, I don't know. I think they sort of missed the point. I really want them to watch videos and give feedback, but by watching other channels be reviewed, I learned a lot, and that was awesome. And implemented a lot of those techniques into the channel, and it's been really good. Um, and lately, I've been buying some stock drone footage to put into my videos, just like off the web, and that's improved them. Nah, man, Cole with his drone, this drone footage is amazing. This the Colonel Meade video and the petroglyphs video, the drone footage that Cole like allows me to use is amazing. That just 50 seconds into that Colonel Meade video, that mirror reflection view of the Susquehanna is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Um, it's thank you for letting me use that stuff. It's awesome. Um, so yeah, man, hanging out has been awesome. Gonna do a lot of stuff with Cole in the future. Um, and I mean far future, because he just had a baby, so we probably won't see him for the next 8 years. So keep watching videos, bud. um, next thing, what do we got? Last question. Last call, man. Last question here. I'm gonna make a fall beverage first for everybody. Gonna need one for this. Throw a fancy ice cube in here. I don't really have a name for this. What the bartender is mixing. We're going to do a little bit of Old Smoky Apple Pie Moonshine. A couple ounces. Very easy drink too. A little Canada Dry ginger ale. I've misplaced my bar spoon, but we'll give that a little swirl. Cheers. Ginger ale, apple pie moonshine, perfect fall drink. Thank you so much for coming. 21 viewers still sticking around. That is awesome. This is smooth. Thank you for hanging around. Are you in the mood for a love story? Wogie Pogie. I think I got that right. Wogie Pogie. Awesome screen name. Asked this question 9 months ago. 8 months ago, whenever I asked. I'm a sucker for good romance. I want to hear how you and Dr. Mom met. This was a long time ago. I was a graphic designer. It's working up in Harrisburg, and I was working for a company, and not terribly proud of it, but they kind of did. Everybody's gonna want to fight me now. You think the comments were bad? Gonna want to fight me now, but we did basically like pop-up ads and online marketing for companies, and the kind of like click here to win a free Xbox, and then it's like, yeah. So I was making ads for that, and graphics and everything for that company. And one of the things that came across my desk, a job order, was for to do an ad for Match.com. So 18 years ago, people weren't swiping right or whatever the kids do now with their Tinders, and I don't even know. I don't even know what I think Tinder. I think they said that on Letterkenny. So whatever the yeah, basically quick clickbait, Lewis. Yes, I'm not proud of it. Um, Second apology of the night. It was a mistake. Sorry. Um, so anyway, it was like 5 days for $5 on Match.com. So I call downstairs and I get the unsubscribed link so that I had that, and didn't get charged. But yeah, 5 days for $5, Match.com. I made a profile. The internet dating, not what it is today, 18 years ago. So um, I then filled out my dream girl checklist, shot for the stars, um, and uh, and then I messaged the number one search result. The number one search result was in med school at the time, and she had a very boring weekend. All her friends went home or were busy or studying or whatever, and she needed something to do. Filled out a Match.com profile, and when I think about it 18 years ago, that I had a 5 day window and she probably had a 2 day weekend window to like have our profiles cross, have her be the number one search result. I wrote the email of my life. I'm sure she had like 900 dudes like you're amazing. But somehow I wasn't too verbose, and I was witty and non-threatening, I suppose. And we got together for lunch. She only had an hour because of studying and all that kind of stuff, and probably had an emergency contact set up. I hope so, um, to bail her out. We had lunch at Isaac's Deli up in Hershey, and that hour turned into like 2.5 or 3 hours, and the rest is history. Um, that is how I met Dr. Mom. So, um, yeah, tale of romance. That was 18 years ago. We've been married over 16 now, and I haven't heard any fighting from upstairs between the two beautiful blessings that are up there unsupervised while I do this live stream. So that is the story. Wogie Pogie, thanks for that question. Man, sorry, when I am looking down here, I'm kind of looking at the chats here, seeing if there's any more questions. Yeah, thanks, Cole, man. That stuff is awesome. G Money. G Money and L Dog. Thanks for watching. Yeah, Mad Taco and B Dog are upstairs, but hopefully we'll see you guys this weekend. All right. Any other questions I can do? But man, we've been an hour and 17 minutes and I've held at least 18 people's attention. That's pretty awesome. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Um, yeah, can't wait. We'll be hosting family on Thursday and yeah, traveling to see some friends on Friday. We have no hockey this weekend. We're between volleyball seasons. Um, the doc is working tonight. That's her last work shift for a couple. She has Thanksgiving off, but has to go back Saturday night probably. So yeah, it's just me and the kids. Maybe later on in the weekend, I'll make them go out for a hike or something like that. See you later, Brett. Thanks for coming on here and watching. Cheers. Bet you didn't think you were getting a drink recipe tonight, everyone. But the kids are done with school. Vacation has started. Looking at these notes, and I think I'm pretty much done. Guess I could talk quick about rabies shots. I think I've kind of mentioned that in videos and everything. I know in Wind Cave I did when Brett saw the bat up in the corner. But yeah, when we were at the Dude Ranch in Montana, we woke up the one night. B Dog kind of called out a little bit, and we woke up, and the next thing we heard was like fluttering across the room. And lights were on. I hopped up. I had two pillows like this. I was trying to like get it and knock it out of the air, and that was definitely not happening. And it eventually crawled into a crawl space and I think escaped and got outside. Um, Fortunately, the doc, she right away was like, "Well, we have to get rabies shots." I was like, "What?" It was fluttering through, and I mean, we woke up and now it's gone. We're great. And she's like, "No." According to the CDC, I believe, um, if you find a bat in your sleeping quarters and you were asleep, you need to get rabies shots. Their teeth are so small you would not even know if you were bitten. I think there's a 99.99998 chance that none of us were bitten. I think we got it right away. But on the odd chance that somebody was, if you are bitten and rabies is transferred to you, it is a 100% death sentence as you descend into madness. So it's not a question like other vaccines, which I don't want to touch here, of course, but it is a 100% descent into madness death sentence if you contract rabies. So we called around, and there were in Big Sky, Montana, and Butte, I think we're close. Um, one hospital had the immunoglobulin that we needed. The other one only had the rabies. They didn't have both. We weren't driving all over the place. Um, so you have a 10-day window to get it. We would have been home on day 8. So we held out, um, and our flight was delayed coming home. So we did not leave Calgary till nighttime. Practically flew into Baltimore. We pulled a 24-hour day. Woke up in Banff, drove to Calgary, stayed like 6 hours longer than we wanted to in the airport. Uh, Met an NHL prospect, the number 9 overall draft pick this year, who plays for the Brandon Wheat Kings. He was on his way to Detroit, as we were, but he was going to stay and train with the Red Wings for the season. So we got his autograph. We saw his sticks and talked to him. But basically, we got back to Baltimore like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., drove up to Lancaster General Hospital. They got us in there, and we got our shots, went home, and finally slept. We were up 24 hours with that. But that first round is tough, man. That is for both adults here. That was 4 shots: arm, arm, thigh, thigh. The kids, they got 3. It's weight dependent. And then once a week for the next 3 weeks, we had to go back and get 1 shot. So it's the immunoglobulin and then 1 rabies shot 4 times. And we had to do one. We had to find. We were in Wildwood. We had to go to Cape General Hospital down there and get it done. So when Brett saw that bat in the cave, I was like, "Oh man, I should be the one there. I'm the one that has had my rabies shots, so might as well get some use out of it." But yeah, 100% death sentence if you don't. So if there's any question, if there's a bat in your sleeping quarters, which takes me back to college because we definitely had bats in our house, in our college trashy house. So I guess I'm lucky to be here. But yeah, we got that, and um, I don't know how long they last. Scarlet begonia. Okay, had to get shots as a veterinary technician. Yeah, definitely job hazard there, right? Cole, thanks for coming out. Um, yeah, not sure how long they last. It's within a certain time. I think you just need the booster, but the first round it hurt. It hurt, and yeah, my legs were just like I had to sit down. Like they just swelled up right away and all that. So, all right, 17 people left. I think we're good. I think we're done. Um, if I can think of stuff to talk about, which shouldn't be a problem, and if we get some more questions, then maybe I'll do one right before Christmas too. But happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for coming out. Cheers. Love all of you. Have a great night. Okay. All right. So they last. All right. Good night.